Hey there, thanks so much for hitting play. My name is Jane Shine, or Positively Jane. I'm a financial independence coach and course creator, and today I want to talk to you about the financial mistakes most women make. Now, this is definitely not a complete list because us women sure know how to make mistakes of our money, but in all my years as a budget counselor, these are the ones that I saw over and over. Now, sometimes I look back and say to myself, if I only knew then what I know now, because the decisions I would have made would have been different. My thought processes back then were budget, who needs that? Certainly not me. I was perfectly content with letting my husband handle everything, from earning all the money, figuring out the insurances, including how much insurance we had. Catalog shopping was my jam and my comfort. And if she had it, why not me too? I knew that if I had more money, all of my problems would be solved. And I never thought about getting older or how I was going to live when I saved no money. And if your thoughts are along the same lines, I am hoping that this video will help you know today so your future can be different. And before I forget, if you have not grabbed the accompanying PDF already, go on, click on the link in the description below and grab it. Each mistake is outlined, and there's a section near the end of the PDF for notes and a place for you to outline your own thoughts and choose an action plan. Plus, there are many links that will help you with getting your finances in order, including a free 26-page budget blog post to read and more. So go on and pause and grab it. And if you like what you hear, click the subscribe button below and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss a thing. Okay, let's dig in. Mistake number 1, thinking that you don't need a budget or that a budget is restricting. Let me ask you, are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck? Are you tired of not having any money for fun things like vacations, eating out, or buying gifts? Are you tired of debt sucking up all of your extra money? How does a fat savings account sound like to you? A budget will fix all of the above and even more. A budget is just a tool that tells you money where to go rather than you wondering where it went. And once you decide your short-term and long-term financial goals, you can put them together in a budget that reflects those goals. So rather than looking at a budget as restricting, look at it as your map or your GPS, so that your money is moving in the direction of your choosing. And once you decide where you will spend money and where you will not, your budget is no longer telling you no, you're telling yourself no. And then when everything is in order, you can tell yourself yes. It's like magic. So your action for mistake number 1 is grab the free budget that I created for you. The link is in the PDF that I included. Mistake number 2 is telling yourself that you're good with math, so you're good with money. I hate to break it to you, but math does not equal good with money. Just because you can add 2 plus 2 does not mean you can not only create a budget, but stick to one. A budget is both a physical thing and an action. The action comes in the doing. The action comes into play when you say to yourself, it is not in the budget right now. A budget is not only for today's expenses, food, clothing, shelter, it is also for your tomorrows. All of your tomorrows, your emergency fund, your repair fund, your retirement fund, your investment fund, your Christmas holiday fund. Now, I'm a math wizard and I used to think that I had a budget. It turns out it was only a record-keeping system. My budget did not stop me from borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, and as a result, I spent it all and saved none. Your action for mistake number 2 is read as many of the Positively Jane financial blog posts that you can. Set up a budget, figure out how you can stick to that budget, adjust your spending plan so you can save more. Having money in savings, a total stress reducer. Financial mistake number 3, you leave all of your financial decisions to your husband or partner and are basically clueless. Now, one thing that I teach over and over is that there are 2 people in a marriage or relationship. 2 people eat, sleep, relax, and talk together. You share bodies, and you might even share toothbrushes. Money is a partnership too, not just in the day-to-day spending, but in the savings, the insurance, and the investment arenas as well. When was the last time you asked your partner for a balance sheet or where the money is being spent? Ever? Meaning, have you ever asked him how much money's in savings? What does our monthly budget look like? And in what categories is your money being allocated? How do you come up with those numbers? How about retirement? Is there any money there? Do we have a lot of money in the stock market? If so, how much? And your action for mistake number 3 is ask the questions. Get the answers. All of the above are things you need to know for a couple of reasons. 1, it holds the other person accountable. 2, is information for you in case something happens to your partner. And not all partners are good with money, even men. Mistake number 4, believing that retail shopping will cure what ails you. Now, I love a good shopping trip. I love catalogs and internet shopping. You too? But sometimes shopping is a Band-Aid on a gushing wound. And I hate to break it to you, but shopping is not the cure for what ails you. Figuring out the cause of your unhappiness is huge here. If you do have a budget in place, using shopping as therapy has a tendency to create a situation where you overspend. And sometimes with that overspending, you need to figure out a way to hide it from your husband or your partner. And as with everything, honesty is the best policy. Hiding one thing leads to hiding more things. My mom used to pay half cash and half check to hide the total amount from my dad. She would borrow from her grocery money to get the cash. So your action for mistake number 4 is figure out why are you using shopping as therapy. Analyze those whys and make changes. If you set up a budget, make sure you're not compromising your future with the overspending in your todays. Financial mistake number 5 is looking at what others have and being stuck in the comparison trap. What do you do if you need ideas on how to decorate your bedroom? Or where to get a cute handbag for your daughter? Where do you go? Pinterest, Instagram, neighbors or friends. Great places for that type of advice, right? But what happens when you get sucked into the vortex of information out there and fall in love with something that you know is outside of your price range? You know you cannot afford it, but here you are caught up in the I wants or gimmies, and then you compare. So you make it your mission to replace it, fix it, or even change it, even though you know that it's not in your budget. Action for this mistake, read the comparison trap blog post. Rather than looking at what you do not have, spend time thinking about what you do have. Stay away from social media until you can look at what others have without a feeling of lack or need, but rather a feeling of gratefulness and thankfulness. Mistake number 6 is living for today and not thinking about tomorrow. Did you know that most women outlive men? I think it's because we're really great multitaskers. But what happens when you outlive your husband or partner? Do you have the money to live comfortably? Do you have any money saved for retirement, or are you relying on Social Security, which pays peanuts, by the way? What about life insurance? Is there a policy in place that will take care of you in your older age? What happens if you have a stroke or Alzheimer's? Who will literally take care of you? Where will you live? Do you have a long-term care insurance? Not to be morbid, but the majority of people do not die while sleeping. They get old and they get sick, and they need money. So your action for mistake number 6 is to set aside money now for your future. Read Saving for Retirement, take out a life insurance policy, or buy long-term care insurance. And start saving now. The earlier in your life you can start saving, the more money you will have when you get older, especially when you invest it and experience the magic of compound growth. Mistake number 7, you have no idea where all of the important documents or accounts are located, or who to contact in case of an emergency. It's great when a couple has a separation of duties. You know, you do this, he does that. But when it comes to all of those important documents, the ones that he takes care of, do you even know where they are or who to contact? Do you know where the life insurance policy is? Do you know where all those important documents are? What about the car title? All the insurance policies, bank statements, your will and trust, list of creditors, who to contact in case of emergency, power of attorney, medical directives. All those things are not only helpful to you, they will also be helpful to others in case of an emergency. And because women live longer than men, it is important you know before your husband or partner passes away. So your action for this mistake is to find out where all of the documents, phone numbers are, and put them all in one location. A binder works great. And even if you're single, this will help whomever needs to access your documents and get your finances in order. You can read Where is That Life Insurance Policy, my blog post. That will help you too. All right, moving on to mistake number 8, believing that money will make you happy. Now, first up, a quick definition. Happiness is based on your external circumstances. Happiness will not create joy in you. Second, money is external. Have money, happy. No money, unhappy. Get the raise, happy. No raise, not happy. It does not matter how much money you have. It will not buy you happiness. Look at all those really rich and miserable people out there. They are still looking for love, peace, and contentment. Money can never give you that. What does money really do? It pays the bills. It's what you need in order to buy things. It provides a means to retirement. It may give you a feeling of security, but that security can be fleeting as well. All of the external things in your life are causing unhappiness in you. Money won't fix it. Will money fix your marriage? Get your daughter to visit? Provide friends that call more often? Unfortunately, no. So your action and mistake number 8 is to take stock of you. What are you really looking for? Is it peace, contentment? Put plans in place to eliminate the joy stealers and find your joy. Read the blog post, Happiness versus Joy. And the last financial mistake is this, using credit cards to fund a lifestyle. Now, financial mistake number 9 goes hand in hand with 1 and 5. You don't think you need a budget and being stuck in the comparison trap. When you're stuck in the comparison trap and spending your time thinking and wishing about what you don't have, your mind will decide that it is so important and worth the expense. And even if you set up a budget and know the expense will derail you from your financial future, the credit card gets whipped out and you charge it. Or you sign up for the buy now, pay later plan and think, I'll figure out how to pay for it later. I can guarantee you that when you reach an age where you or your partner are no longer working, those items will be completely forgotten when you're trying to figure out how to pay for your essentials. When you didn't save any money. Funding a lifestyle is great, but only when you're working within the parameters of your savings plan and your budget. So your action for mistake number 9 is to set up a decorating line item in your budget or a personal allowance line item. And fund that line item every month and then save up and pay cash. You stay in your budget and eliminate debt. Now I know I just threw a lot at you, so in order to eliminate the overwhelm, pick one mistake. Is there one that resonated with you the most? If so, that is where you begin. If not, pick the one that you think will be the easiest or give you the fastest results, and then master the one you chose. After that, pick another one and master that. The goal is for you to learn how to change your financial future one day at a time. Check the links in the description below. Sure hope that these help you get on track and stay on track. And don't be me.